We're about to get underway, as it was last year in the Ulster final. Antrim broke away from the parade. It's Casement who gets the first.
Sometimes I say to people, if maybe in the hairdresser or something, where are you going tonight? And I go, Casement, and they go, is that still there? Yes, it's still there. It's very much still there.
The cracking atmosphere here is great. I'm talking slagging and banter. If you don't get abused, you're not bubbling.
I think community is really about the people. And whilst we're in an old club and it's under an old stand, we should be able to transfer the people over. The people is what makes the building.
It might need to gas change, I
have a wee butters on
I know the history's in the walls in here, like, but we'll make it happen. Joe Thompson, member of Casement since I was in my early 20s, but working here from 17, 18 years of age. It's about 36 years now. My father worked here before me and two of my brothers, and started lifting glasses off the floor and eventually progressed from a waiter to a barman, and now I have the task of looking after the social club.
Yes, Kelly don't play football. Kelly don't play football.
We're named after Roger Casement. Roger was born in Sandy Cove in Dublin, and then ended up that he came up to live in County Antrim. He lived in a place called Mhic A. And Casement was a bit of a complex man, but he was knighted by the English king back then for his humanitarian work, and he was also an Irish patriot. You may have noticed when you come into the club that we have a mural out in the front of the road to him, and his last wish was to be buried in Mhic A whenever this stadium hopefully is built, that it could coincide with reinternment to Mhic A. Casement Park itself opened in 1953, and I think the social club opened in the late 60s. It's a bit of a oasis for the people in West Belfast during the troubled times. It just happened to coincide when the trouble started. But we had a good mix of people in all the clubs, all met together. Usually sat in their same seats every Sunday after a match. But there was a good mix and a good camaraderie among them.
First shot.
One.
All right.
I'm Kevin Burke. I was born in White Rock and moved to Honorstown when I was a child. And I worked here in the social club as a waiter, and then a barman, and then we were rudely interrupted by the forces of occupation when the British soldiers took over Casement and the club closed. In defiance, I remember playing football on the Honorstown Road outside the stadium while the soldiers were in it.
Just another wee remnants from whenever the British Army here. It's actually something that left us quite good. If you notice the steel built into the concrete here, this was actually the armoury for where they would have kept their weapons at night.
My name's Mary Grieve, and I'm an actual member of Casement Social Club. Only for the last few years, because beforehand it was only men, but now women, thankfully, are members also. And it was only, I think, some other clubs in Ireland started letting women be on the committees and get membership that eventually Casement came on board. And then I thought, well, I would like to be a member, you know, why shouldn't it be? Because I've been going and supporting it. You've got, it's your wee card now where you can even top it up with money, and then it means if you went in and you didn't have any cash on you, you can just use your cards. But it's great now that everybody can join, and women have become a lot more involved in the running of the club as well.
I'm Ray Loughran. I was first introduced to Casement in 1957, and I've sort of been here ever since as a retired person. Look after sort of maintenance, not full time, you know, but just when I'm sort of required. Hence, I'm standing here today and no one else is about.
My husband's family, the Grieve family, are associated with Casement. My husband's brother was a barman in it for many years, and one of his brothers is still a barman in Casement.
People come here and they know on a Saturday night they can rely on having a good night out, good music, good crack, and there's people who are lifelong members and have been here, coming here like myself, you know, for 40, 50 years. It was a hub of GAA and Irish music, traditional music, and also Gaelic speaking. Not saying that it's, you know, we would welcome anybody here at the same time, you know.
Casement Social Club was really synonymous where people would have come, they would have come in, had a couple of pints, went out, watched the match and come back in again. Everybody knew that if you came to Casement, you were welcomed with open arms. The BBC used to cover all our matches, and all the BBC staff then stayed behind, you know, and all came in, and after that we had great crack in there. And I want to be up in our social club, Casement Social Club, in the new Casement development, and that's exciting. We have a generation of people who have not played in Casement Park, and these memories have to be kept for future generations, so whenever they come along and my grandchildren can go, I played in the first match in the new Casement Park, and that's exciting.
I'm Joe Dugan, I'm the doctor for the Antrim team, have been for the last nearly 40 years, and this is Niamh. Niamh's my daughter, and she travels to all the grounds all around Ireland supporting Antrim and helping me in my role as the Antrim doctor. Isn't that right, Niamh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the #1 Antrim supporter.
Yes.
We've always had an association with the social club. It was a great facility for the teams and players after games and the supporters as well. The social club was also the centre for many happy family occasions over the years. You know, we'll have hopefully first class, world class facilities here, both for the players, the spectators, and also then we'll have hopefully our social hub back again in Casement Park, which will be great for the future.
If you look in the history of the GAA, it would be the only county that never had a home ground for 10 years. Wherever we go or whatever happens here, we'll have to make sure that nothing like that ever happens again.
July 2013 when the ground closed, and unfortunately the club was closed, but we actually took a case on and got the club reopened, and since then we've been able to give County Antrim over £300,000, so it's great to do that.
Prior to 2013, the county board, the Antrim County Board, had ownership and management responsibility of the social club. It was taken over by the members, and the members formed their own committee.
My name is John Loughran, known as Jackie Loughran. My club is Michael Davids, Falls Road. Our first couple of years here, you know, we were literally on our knees because you're walking into an empty shell. There was nothing here.
At one stage I didn't think they were going to have any electric and heat and everything, and they just determined to keep it opened, and they've done a really good job. Just shows you if people come together, they can really like save somewhere, and it's actually, I would say, it's busier now than before when it was going to close.
This is a non-profit club. Every penny that's made behind this bar behind me here gets ploughed back into the association.
My father suggested if you're going to have a drink in Casement, because the money goes towards the Antrim teams and keeping the Antrim teams going, and it was a good idea.
Some of our patrons in here are also stewards when the games were here. The last match in Casement, it was a night match here around about 2012, 2011. And this is one of our famous stewards, Nuala. Nuala would have been our first call. Nuala, I'm having a problem with these two gentlemen. And Nuala would have said, leave it with me. And she would have quickly got rid of him for us, you know. Nuala was one of our classics. Sadly, Nuala passed away very sudden. And but she was one of our main stewards here. Very good was Nuala.
We have our Irish classes every Wednesday night, and we have our snooker table, which is a lot of contention over times with boys playing matches.
Oh, look at that!
Competitions at Easter and Christmas, and then we have a darts, which is very vibrant and great on a Wednesday night, and we have visitors coming from all over Belfast, and it's a good night. Whenever I was playing hurling and football, 16, 17 years of age, well, I wasn't allowed actually into the club, because believe it or not, you had to be 21. So I used to have to sit at the door, and maybe it was a mistake made for me, because once I became 21, my wife would tell you I've never left it. But the reason why I don't leave it is because Casement really, it's an extended family. It's a very much a family club in West Belfast. It's probably the last one left. We don't have any official door staff or anything like that. We don't need it.
Even if we went into town for a meal, we end up getting the bus up the road and going into Casement. Because they had quizzes, they had bingo nights.
Green ticket 641 to 645.
So many things going on, and you always met people. Even on your own, you ended up like meeting people and talking to people, and maybe somebody you weren't expecting to be there would turn up, and then you just have such good fun.
And everybody knows everybody. I have never made a phone call in my life to say, I'm going down to the club, does anybody want to join me? You just turn up and you know you can join any company, because it is very much an extension of your front room. I'm not just saying that for the camera, that's true. I've never ever rang anybody saying I want to get you.
This would have been well used for music weekly.
There were several very, very good musicians in the area who came, and they used to play for free on a Friday night.
Lord of Mercy on Rob McCulloch, who died there recently, played in here, and Ray McAreeby. They had the blues sessions going and all in here. This is a great place, great entertainment. On a Saturday night, you have the two Peters coming in, Peter McManus, Peter Cassidy, and they get the place jumping. Bit of crack, good fun, and if you walk in while they're singing a song, they'll interrupt the song and give you a wee bit of abuse on your way past. And when the two Peters are playing, if you know the song, you're welcome to sing along with it.
Well, given now it's March 24, hopefully the stadium does go ahead, and hopefully some of our older people are still here. Unfortunately, my father, who'd worked in here from 1976, passed away last year, so he'll not get to see it, but hopefully my mum will.
It's been such a big part of our lives, and we will miss it when it does close for the new rebuild. But hopefully we'll get back in and we'll continue as a social club as well as the sporting end of it.
The new stadium will be different. Better, I'm not too sure. Maybe you're asking somebody who's been in here too long. It would be remiss of me to say that the atmosphere will be just as good, and I don't know how that'll be, but there's a great atmosphere in here, and the people in here enjoy themselves and are committed to keeping this club going, and we are committed to getting into the new stadium.
You can't take everything with you, you know, and it's the atmosphere and the, you know, the feelings of the club. You can only bring so much away with you. But anyway, the patrons will be going up, and it's what you make it yourself type of thing, you know.
Casement Social Club is a wee bit like the ground, you know. Everybody sits in the same spots, and you think of all the matches that we watched over the years. If you were coming down to Casement on a Sunday to watch a game, you knew your home spot where you were going to, and the same people were there at the previous county match, the previous championship match, and well, I'm not too sure when the new spot's going to be in the new stadium, but it'll be nice to see it. I think Belfast and Ulster GAA needs this. Ireland needs it.
There you go.
I'm so sorry I didn't video that.
But I'm not a whistle player.
Well, I tell you the truth, I'm not looking forward to walking out of here. I would like to have a real few pints of Guinness on me and get carried out. There you go.